Hey loves. So I'm starting this again because it was around the wrong way apparently, and I've tried changing the portrait thing, but it's not letting me do it. So we're going to be going this way for now. So I'm here at the W Hotel in beautiful Bali in Seminyak. This is one of the most beautiful hotels here. It's fairly upmarket, and I thought I'd just live stream while I'm here to show you guys around a little bit. But really what I wanted to do was jump on and share with you the one question that I spoke about briefly the other day. And I didn't tell you guys what the question is, but I spoke about the one question that changed my life forever. And yeah, it must have been about 5 or 6 years ago when I was actually in Bali for the first time that I started asking myself this question when I was at a retreat. So I'm going to share that with you soon. And in the meantime, I'm going to flip the screen around, and please give me a hello. Let me know where you're coming from if you're watching the replay. Let's have a look. Just warning you guys, you may get a little bit jealous. So this is just a little part of the W. It's pretty amazing. So I was swimming in there today, and I was hanging out in the hot pools and the cold pools that are inside. It's a beautiful spa they've got in there. So there's a nightclub downstairs over there, and this is where there's a beautiful sunset, but the sun is behind the clouds today, so you're not going to get to see the sunset, unfortunately. It usually would be going down in about 15 minutes. So yeah, so it's like at 6 o'clock here, and I'm meeting up with Kate O'Brien shortly for dinner, and I've been hanging here with Alex Tripod, who's a friend and mentor of mine. She's a manifesting coach, and she's actually staying here. And yeah, so being able to hang with her here, which has been awesome. How amazing it. Well, the thing is, right, I'm here. Like, anyone can actually come in here. You can come in here. I mean, my friend Alex is staying here, and you obviously get certain privileges for staying here. But I'm really privileged to have some amazing friends. So yeah, this is beautiful, yeah? It's pretty nice. There we go. Look. I'm getting the full tour, guys. Yeah. How cool are these coconuts that have alcohol in them? Alright, oh no, maybe I shouldn't turn you around yet. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I'm not sure about this lighting. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, it's a bit lighter. Okay. So yeah, if you stay at the W, obviously you get the cabanas, and you get access to the spa and gym, and they treat you amazingly. Actually, I got them to put my phone in charge, and they took forever to find it. So this is why I'm late, because I had to wait like 10-15 minutes to find my phone, which was one little freak out for me. Well, only minor, because I was like, please let my phone be there. But it was, fortunately. Okay, so I'm going to turn you back around so you can have a look at the sunset that's not there. Okay, hang on. You really have to learn how to turn around better. No, that's not it. Okay, yeah, so we're just over here. And then there's the beach. It's where they do their massages. And so there's a whole like sunset bar over there. We're not going to go over there. I'm going to find a good place so I can sit down. Maybe I'll just sit by the pool, and it might be a good idea. We'll sit maybe by the cabanas, I don't know. We'll find somewhere where you can hear me. Hear me okay is the main thing. Okay, I think I'm just going to sit by the pool. So what's been happening in everyone's world while I'm planting myself down? How's your beautiful, is it Saturday? I don't know, I'm lost track of days here in Bali. And do you like my pink hair? It's kind of faded a little bit already. You can see. Okay. See. Okay, it does not want to move. Please excuse my adjusting. Oh yeah, that's it. This is good. Okay. I feel like I need a really awesome background though. This doesn't feel like a very awesome background. There's like so much beautiful backgrounds that I could be having right now. Okay. All right. I feel this is good. I feel this is good. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So Bali is actually full of beach clubs, amazing beach clubs. And when I first came to Bali, I didn't even know these existed. I basically spent the whole week at a retreat in Ubud, like not leaving, not going anywhere. And it wasn't until I kept coming back to Bali that I realized that there were these amazing beach clubs. Like the W is not really a beach club, but it kind of is. But I don't think it's really advertised as that. It's more advertised. Okay, oh, that's better. Oh, I like that. Okay. All right, so let's, as my mentor Alex would say, land the plane, which means get to the point. The one question, okay, so before I get to that, but I promise you this is part of the point I'm going to make, is that before I started asking myself this one question, basically what my life consisted of, I had an eating disorder for 10 years, on and off. I would binge on food and purge when I had a lot of pain and feelings of rejection, abandonment, this kind of thing come up. I was smoking cigarettes for 13 years. I binge drank a lot to the point like I'd forget stuff. I'd do embarrassing things, and then I'd just do the same thing the next weekend. Took a lot of party drugs. I mean, I think like many of us have. But I was kind of the person that was there till the very end. That was like, okay, I'm going to be there. I want to keep going and just go on like benders for days. Yeah, I love to party. And I remember saying once to myself, I could never imagine not partying ever again. I could never imagine not taking drugs again. Like, what would I do with what would be fun? Like, how would I have fun? Like, what would be fun for me? And I had no clue that this whole other life that I live now even existed, right? So what happened is I talk about this more in my book, I go into it more deeply, but it was after I had my heart broken by a man who actually turned out to be a narcissist, and I was really devastated, and I decided that I was going to fuck off to Bali, and I was going to party, and I was going to hook up with another guy. And that was my usual pattern. That was my usual pattern of going from one guy to another. When I felt rejected, when I felt abandoned and unwanted, I would just go on to the next person. Not necessarily in a relationship, but casually, sexually, this kind of thing. So, and that was another one of the things. I was constantly numbing myself with men and sex and dating as well. So constantly like on dating apps and having a lot of hookups, this kind of stuff. And so what happened is that I ended up coming to Bali, and instead of going out and partying, there was something inside me that said, no, EJ, you're not going to go party, you're going to go on a retreat. And last minute I Googled online and I found the Yoga Barn, which is a pretty well-known place here in Ubud in Bali. And I didn't even know this place existed. And then I just Googled it, booked into this retreat. It's like a 7-day retreat called Embodying Your Intention, and it was all about working with the chakras. At that stage, I'd only just heard about chakras. I didn't even know like what a chakra was. I was like, what the fuck is a chakra? So I went, and every day was like based on a different chakra. And one of the things that I'd been learning about through the connection with this guy was I started learning about twin flames. Now, at that point in my life, I was in this twin flame obsession. And I talk about this a bit in my book, and I talk about it on Facebook a lot, and we'll talk about more about it. And I was obsessed and had this idea that this guy was running away because he was my twin flame, because the connection was so intense. And from what I read online, what it said online from a lot of what I read was that if you heal yourself, then your twin flame will heal as well. Hi Alex, I'm down, I'm here. I did tell for you, but you're not here. And so I was like, right, if I heal myself, then if I heal myself of all this, like not good enough, of not worthy, of there's something wrong with me, if I heal myself of all of this, then obviously my twin flame will heal as well, and then we'll get to be together, right? And then he'll love me, because if I love me, then he'll love me, right? And so what happened is, as I was at this retreat, I started to realize how unloving I'd been to myself. Like the drinking, the smoking, the drugs, the eating disorder, the lies that I was telling. I'd been telling so many people. I was living a double life. I was working as an escort, and I had been a swinger, and I lived this double life basically. And even the eating disorder I hid from so many people because I felt so ashamed about it. So all these things that I was hiding, and it was really unloving because that was causing me to not be fully myself. And so, and especially with my family, with my parents, like I lied to my parents for years about this life that I was living, and I kind of felt like I'd had enough. And so when I was at this retreat, like this, I think we must have been working on the heart chakra, and I just started to realize like how unloving I'd been. And it was like, well, how can anyone else love me if I'm not loving me? How can anyone else? Of course my twin flame, which by the way wasn't my twin flame, that's a whole other story, and I'll get to it at some point. And how could, of course it's not going to love me if I'm not, and he's obviously here to show me that I need to love myself, which was a part of our journey. And so I basically decided that I had to start making a different choice, and I decided that I had to stop doing the things that were unloving. And the way that I did this is I asked myself this question, this one question, and I embodied this question like no tomorrow. Like it was like, I was like, I am going to do whatever it takes to love myself so that my twin flame will want to be with me. Now that wasn't the right reason to do it, right? But the drive was enough to make me do it. Like I was so driven, like because I wanted this guy. I was so driven to love myself and to heal myself in the hope that he'd want to be with me. Like it was just such desperation and such pain of being away from him and being separated from him and all this kind of stuff that drove me to heal myself. And I'm so grateful that I felt that way, even though it was like freaking hard and devastating at times to go through that. I'm so glad it did, because through the pain came the love. Like through the pain that I had to feel, I started to feel the love that was already inside me. And at the end of the day, what I realized was that it wasn't his love that I was yearning for, it was mine. And it was actually about unlearning all the things that told me that I wasn't loved. So the question that I started asking myself, and I recommend that you write this down, it is in my book as well, I recommend that you write this down, okay? It's really simple, and you can word it a little bit differently. And it was this: is this loving to myself? And that's it. Is this loving to myself? And so what I started to do, it's going to be a bit loud here. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can't hear me. Probably, but I've got my headphones in, so hopefully it should be okay. Guys are having a good laugh over there. So, not at me, by the way. I'm too far away. But if I'm making them happy, great. So basically it was like every time I went to have a cigarette, I would ask, like every time I feel like, okay, I'm going to have a cigarette, feel pulled to have a cigarette, I would ask, is this loving to myself? And if the answer was no, of course the answer was no. So then I asked, well, do I want this cigarette or do I want love? What do I want more? And it was love. And so I put the cigarette down and didn't have it. And I just kept doing this. And I did it for everything. I did it with the food I ate. I did it with the, like, when I would want to binge and purge, I would do that. Yeah. When I want to have a drink or go out partying or go on a dating app, check Facebook, you know, all the things that I'd been doing to numb myself, I would ask myself, is this loving to myself? And if the answer was no, then I would choose to make a different, like basically make a different choice, right? And over time, what happened is the more that I did this with the little things, the more something started to shift inside me. And to eventually one day, I knew something massive had shifted, because I went to have a cigarette and I hadn't had a cigarette for 3 months. It was my birthday, right? It was my birthday, and I had a drink, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try to have a cigarette. And I had one puff, and I'd smoked for 13 years. I had one puff, I threw it on the ground, I ran to the bathroom, I got the mouthwash out, and I got the toothpaste. I was like, what the hell, what the fuck was that? That is disgusting. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my life, and I cannot believe that I did that for 13 years. And what I believe, this is the reason why I believe that I tasted all of it. It was so foul. The reason is because my vibration had shifted to a higher vibration of love. And the things that were not at matching my vibration just no longer resonated for me anymore. It's like they couldn't. It's like I couldn't do the things that I used to do because I was just at a different vibration, because I kept choosing every day to show up and choose the things that were more at a vibration of love. And so the other thing I did was that I told the truth, okay? So one of the things that I needed to do to love myself was to be really honest with the people in my life that I had been lying to. So telling my family, I told my mum and my dad that about the drugs, about the eating disorder, about being an escort, about the swinging, about all of it, like my whole life, like the whole 10 years of my life that I'd been lying to them about. I just sat down and I told them, I said, this is what I've been doing, this is what I've been up to. And it was absolutely liberating, and it healed so much shame that I'd been carrying, so much shame. And that shame, this is the thing, shame is the lowest vibration, right? It's the lowest vibration on the vibration scale. And love is at the top. And if shame is in the space, you're not going to be able to shift to love. So wherever there's shame, this is where you need to bring love. This is where you need to bring truth. This is where you need to speak your truth and stop hiding those things, because they will liberate you. Even if it didn't matter if my mum or dad accepted me or not, it was for me telling my truth, knowing that I'm in my integrity and my honesty and my authenticity, and I'm not prepared to hide anymore. And like, I was very blessed in the fact that they were so supportive, and they pretty much had an idea anyway. So yeah, and then I started to notice things like drinking. Like I could have a couple of drinks and I'd feel tired, and I was like, wow, what happened to the party girl that could drink for like hours and hours and hours? And yeah, and there was one other time that I took drugs after that, and I just had it, and I was like, this is doing nothing for me. And that was the last time, and since then I've never had anything, and I just don't even feel there's no pull, there's nothing there for me to want to at all. Like, it's just like, that's just not in my reality anymore. And so in terms of I'm probably gonna have to go soon because Kate's probably here, and it was the willpower that really was just asking that question consistently, like embodying it consistently, and just starting off with the little things like, oh, do I go to the gym today? Well, what is the most loving thing to do for myself? So you can switch it to, is this loving to myself, or what is the most loving thing to do for myself? If you start to do that every day in your decision-making process, things are going to shift phenomenally. If you just choose the little things every day, your vibration is going to start shifting, and then everything else will start shifting. And the things that became hard to do become effortless. Okay, the things that start showing up, just showing up like magic, right? That you've been like probably pushing and striving to make happen, but when your vibration shifts, then things will start naturally coming to you, right? So I'm a completely different person than I was 5 or 6 years ago. Like I don't recognize myself. Like the things that I want, the things that motivate me, the things that are around are just so different. Like that reality is just it's like a different life, right? So I feel like there's heaps more for me to say on this, and I'm not going to get to do it now, but there's a whole thing on this in my book, as well as a lot of other processes. So I'll make sure that I put the link up so that you can, when the book's released in a couple of months, that you can get a first discounted copy. You can actually get notified by Messenger now, which is super exciting. So you'll get a Facebook message as soon as it's released, because there will be just a discounted copy for the first 48 hours, and also via email. And the other thing that I wanted to share, to put out there, if you're resonating to this, if this is a journey you want to go on, if you want to shift to the vibration of love, and if you want to attract more love into your life and be more deeply self-loving and really deepen your level of self-love, and so things shift just magically, then let me know. Like, either message me, because I've decided that I'd love to, jump on some calls and have a chat with people about what they're wanting to shift and what they're wanting to explore and what they're wanting to manifest into their life, particularly around love and relationships, and how they're wanting to feel about themselves as well, and healing from these pasts, and particularly around things like codependency, when we're seeking love outside of ourselves. And ultimately, when we're doing these things that aren't loving, it's because there's a disconnect inside, and it's like you're numbing that shame and that guilt and this kind of things, the things that tell you that you're not love. And so this is a rewiring of that. So if you would love to jump on just a 10-minute chat with me and to see if you're right I offer a 45-minute love breakthrough session, which is complimentary. To see if you're a fit for that, let me know. Just you can comment call below or love breakthrough, or you can just message me. If you don't want to comment here, you can just message me directly, and we can set up a time to have a little chat with yours truly. So that's the question, and I encourage you guys to start doing that now. Start doing that from tomorrow, and with all your choices, and it will change your life. It really will. So this is just from me to you today, sending you lots of love from Bali. I'm going to go have a beautiful dinner by the beach now, and just know that this is all possible for you guys as well. When you shift to this vibration of love, this is what you can attract into your life as well. All right, beautifuls, having a beautiful evening and weekend. Bye.